Hey, this is James Roten with Need Computer Help. We are having our first monthly State of the Company meeting today. I have our team here with us. You can't see them right now. They're enjoying barbecue. We're going to talk about a leadership topic in each of these meetings and publish that. Today we're going to talk about above-the-line leadership. This is a book that I recently read. It was written by Urban Meyer. He was a head coach for Ohio State football. We're all leaders, just because, Anthony, I'm going to use you as an example. Just because you just started with the company, you're a leader. Blake, you're a leader. Everybody in here is a leader. And you're a leader at work and you're a leader at home. And so we're going to talk about what leadership is. It's more than declaring what you want and getting angry if you don't get it. There's a lot more to it than that. A leader is someone who earns trust, sets clear standards, equips and inspires people to meet those standards. Rebecca, I'm going to use you as an example. When you started with the company, one of the commitments I had to make to myself and to the company and to you was to come up with a way to ensure that you got 6 to 8 qualified appointments a month, right?
Right.
If I didn't do that, you would fail. So as a leader, I equipped you to succeed by ensuring that happened. A leader has to be true to yourself. You have to talk straight. You have to demand accountability. And you have to be reasonable with it. I can't say, Blake, this project has to be done by the end of the day when there's 40 work hours on the project. But if there's 40 work hours on the project and you're working on it full time, I do have to be accountable that you're finished with it by next Friday, right? You have to run toward problems, and that's tough. So when there's a problem, address it, get under it, get your arms around it. And you have to work to get better every single day. You never stop. I've been running this company for over 20 years. I still work every day to get better, and I have so far to go, okay? Most importantly, you have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy your journey. So leading above the line is a daily choice of whether you're going to be above the line or you're going to be below the line. Above the line is intentional. It's on purpose, and it's skillful. Below the line is impulsive, automatic, and resistant. So when you're confronted with a situation, are you going to respond to that situation proactively, or are you going to respond to that situation automatically? And that's a choice. It's a choice that requires training and experience. It's a choice that we all make mistakes with, myself included, but it's a foundation for success. It's something that must be taught, learned, and practiced. A real good indicator when you're dealing with a situation, so you're dealing with someone on the phone who's being difficult, someone on the phone who's upset, and whether you feel they're justifiably upset or unjustifiably upset, you're working with that. If you catch yourself in BCD, blame, complain, or defend. So if you catch yourself defending yourself, hey, I didn't do that. Hey, that's not my fault, right? Or if you catch yourself, hey, I'm working this ticket because Andrew messed it up, right? That's blaming. I like picking on Andrew. Or if you catch yourself, dang it, why am I having to do this? You're complaining, right? Blame, complain, and defend never solved a problem. Every moment that you're spending, every cycle that you're spending blaming somebody else for the problem does nothing to solve the problem. Every moment that you spend complaining about the problem does nothing to solve about the problem. And you might think that those would make you feel better, and sure, in the short term they do, but you're still dealing with the problem, so you don't really feel better about it. So but you got to get, the automatic is down here. The practiced is up here. And it's a real important distinction to think about. The next part about this is the R factor. And there's 6 parts to the R factor. It's not what happens that matters, it's how you respond. So in business, at home, with your family, with your colleagues, doesn't matter, an event is going to happen, right? In our business, a server is going to go down. In our business, we're going to do an exchange migration, and the sync is not going to happen, even though the software says that the sync happened, right? That event is going to happen, and that's the E. At the end of that is an outcome. The R factor is the middle part. It's your reaction. So it's how you take an event that happens and then you react to it will then predict the outcome. So I'm going to use the exchange example because we're working through that right now, and I'm going to pick on Melissa. So we did a migration. The migration software said that it migrated all the emails. We cut the system over to Office 365, and the emails were not there. Melissa's done a really great job in her reaction of staying on top of it, communicating very regularly with the customer of status, sending status updates out multiple times a day, and that has already caused and will continue to cause a positive outcome to a negative situation because of how we've communicated and how we've managed the situation. The flip side is it could have been handled defensively. We could have blamed the software. We could have sat around and complained about it. No, we're not doing that. We're working through it. We're communicating. We're getting it resolved as quickly as we can because we're controlling the R. Okay? So we don't control events. We don't directly control outcome. We do always have control over the R, how we respond. So 6 things to follow in the R. Number 1, press pause. This is the most important R in my opinion. When an event happens, press pause. Ask yourself, what does this require of me? Help yourself avoid something harmful, right? And then focus on acting with purpose. So I used to have like a 24-hour rule on an email that like really irritated me. Don't respond for 24 hours. That's pressing pause, right? Don't respond to it as soon as you get an email that really ticks you off. Don't respond to it as soon as you get it. Get your mind right. Number 2, your mind is a battleground where the greatest struggles in the world take place. Get your mind right. Manage what you focus on. Manage how you talk to yourself. You're in this situation, and what are you saying to yourself up here? Is it constructive or not? So get your mind right. Focus on productive things and a productive mindset to solve the event. And remember, the voice in your mind is an extremely powerful force. Leverage it. Number 3, step up. You got a problem. You had an event. You have a reaction, and you will have an outcome. Step up. Find the above the line solution to it in every situation you face. Your response is most important when the E is most difficult. Big E's and big O's require big R's. Big events, big outcomes require big responses. You have to develop your R factor capacity before the big R happens. So use the little stuff to be ready for the big stuff. One last point. How we feel is not always the best guide. So and that's part of that pause and getting your mind right, and how you feel like responding isn't necessarily the best reaction. Adjust and adapt, number 4. We must be flexible and adaptable to compete. Our attitude and behavior and our habits can hold us back or can help us succeed. If what we're doing isn't working, don't blame E, right? You're in a situation, you're in an exchange migration. I keep picking on you. You're in an exchange migration. If your reaction isn't working, adapt and do something different. Don't sit around and blame the exchange migration. That's done. It's happened. You can't change it. Fifth, make a difference. And this is an interesting one. Our R becomes an E for others. Okay? So how we respond to an event gives an outcome that then becomes an event for others. So you're making a difference. Your attitude and behavior are having a profound impact on those around us. Your quality of your relationships is largely determined by this, how you manage this aspect. What kind of E's are going to give our colleagues and those of us around us the most success? Last, build skill. Everybody in the world has talent. Talent produces good results. The smartest person in the world with the most talent can only be good at something. When you build skill every day, you consistently get better. Think about a professional athlete, how much they may be really talented to swing a golf club, and that made them a good golfer pretty early on, but it's that building of skill that made them great. Be coachable, continuously train and practice, let others coach you, listen, stay above the line in that coaching. Your elite performers build skill beyond talent. Talent is a gift. Greatness is a choice. Thank you.